Hi, and welcome back to Jen and Dan's Natural Healing with Plants. We are Jen and Dan, and we're so happy to have you here with us. So, I am Jen Whitmire, also Holistic Jen on social media. So, you may find me there or at holisticjen.com. I am a health coach and educator. I am a nutritional endocrinology practitioner and a master herbalist. And I just have a passion for natural healing and using natural methods for health.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I call myself Dan the Natural Man. I'm a master herbalist, health coach, and I'm an exercise scientist. And you can find me on my YouTube channel, Dan the Natural Man, and my website, danthenaturalman.com.
Yes, thank you, Dan. So today we're diving into a topic that is close to both of us. We're going to be talking about herbs and things like that that help with stress and anxiety. So in this day and age, we are always go 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 go, and we have to-do lists that are much longer than they should be, and so many of us get overwhelmed and have so much stress.
Yes, it's unfortunate. I know that Jennifer and I, we've had our bouts with anxiety throughout the years, but I saw a statistic a few weeks ago. It said that if you work in an office cubicle, there's a 50% chance that the person in the next cubicle is having a panic attack. Something is drastically wrong if there's a 50-50 chance your partner's having a panic attack.
Wow,
Yeah, that's
that's
how
crazy.
stressful things have gotten in America. I mean, probably the rest of the world too, but
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. And it's getting more stressful as the days go by. You know, we have massive inflation now and everything's expensive and it's it's just a go, go, go society, you know?
Yes. Well, and I think that when everything got locked down and we started connecting with more people around the globe, it was good and bad. Number one, we connected with people around the globe. Like I have so many friends that are, you know, now, well, like you're in a different state. Um,
Yeah.
my one of my closest friends is on the other side of the country. I have another partner that I work with that's in the UK, and so it's just fabulous. Another one in Canada that we can all connect, which is so great. But for us to connect, we're working in different time zones, and we really have turned into a working 24 hours a day. I've noticed I'll get up and work at 5 a.m. for one client that's in a different time zone. But then I'll meet with my business partner at 8 p.m. because she's in a different side of the country. And it's like, wait a minute, should I really be working 5 a.m. to 10 p.m.? No, no.
Mm-mm.
And that creates so much stress and anxiety. So today we want to talk about herbs, but when we talk about herbs on all of our podcasts, Dan, we just had a podcast where Dan made an excellent point. You can't just add herbs and expect them to fix you. It's like if I continue to work 5 a.m. to 10 p.m., adding herbs is not going to do anything for me. I'm going to be
No.
going, these herbs don't work.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's how it usually goes.
Yes, and which is how the conventional medicine world goes. They don't
Oh
tell you
yeah.
to make lifestyle changes. They say, take this antidepressant, take this neurotransmitter. You need more dopamine or serotonin or SAMe or whatever, and they don't even address anything else.
And then you tell them it's not working, they go, just take more.
Yes, yes, and
That's not
let's
how
add
it works.
another one. Let's add another
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Oh, your
yeah.
heart's racing? Maybe we need to give you some heart meds too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's a crazy, crazy system. But
Yes. So
well, yeah, go
maybe
ahead,
we should
Jennifer.
talk about lifestyle changes first
Yes.
and then talk about herbs to incorporate with those lifestyle changes. So what are some things that you would tell someone who says I'm stressed out all the time? Or for me, like I go through blood chem analysis with people where we'll go over their labs functionally, because in the conventional world they look at labs differently. But when we look at them and I can see trends, this marker is high, that's related to stress. This marker's high, that's related to stress. This marker's low, that's usually due to stress. And so we can see just looking at their lab results that stress. I had a client just yesterday who said, I had no idea how much stress could affect all these different things. You know, it affects your heart. It affects your insulin levels. It affects your digestion. It affects your thyroid and your adrenals. It affects your neurotransmitters. I mean, there's just so much that stress does. So if someone comes to you and you realize that stress is a big part of their life, what are some things that you tell them to do?
First, I ask them to look at their life and look at some of the things that are giving them so much stress. Could it be their job? Could it be their boss at their job? Is their boss abusive, which happens?
Yes,
Is it
I've
their
had that.
spouse? I mean, some spouses don't get along, and that's just a horrible place to be. If you every day you come home and you get an argument with your wife or your husband,
Yeah.
it could be, unfortunately, it could be too much social media, too much TV.
Yes.
There's so many things now that stresses out, and we even go into the good, healthy things like we talk about. If you're exercising really, really, really hard, your body sees that as another stressor. And
Or
of
not
course
eating enough
economic
food.
stress. Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
That's a
we see
big
so
one.
many
That's a big
clients. Yes, especially clients my age and older. I mean, we've been for 50 plus years been told eat less, exercise more, and that
uh,
is just a recipe for disaster.
oh yeah. I mean, you're doing two stressful things on top of everything else. Then they still tell you that.
Yeah.
They're for my sister, she works at a hospital nearby. She's trying to lose weight. And the nurse practitioner tells her, well, this is what you need to do. You need to start eating 1,200 calories a day. That's her whole plan. Just eat 1,200 calories a day. Really? Oh, okay. Sounds like a good plan, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and we can't just spit calories out to somebody. You have no idea what else is going on in their life. 1,200
Uh,
calories that may work for somebody who doesn't do anything but lay on the couch all day. But for somebody who's moving around and exercising and doing all the things, that is way under eating. And what's making up that 1,200 calories? You know, if it's not a healthy diet, that's
well,
adding more
then there's
stress too.
well, there's a problem of rebound too. Then you can lose weight like that, but 90% of people will gain it back. You know that when they
Yes.
start eating again because they get so hungry. But anyway, we're getting off topic, but it's actually on topic because if you're eating 1,200 calories and exercising, your cortisol is going to go through the roof. I mean, this is going to add more stress. And if you're already anxious,
Yeah.
you're going to get more anxious. I remember I had a therapist one time, and the first thing he talked to me about was my diet. How much do you eat enough? I was like, wow, this guy knows what he's talking about. I was like, I
Yes.
do try to eat enough, but he told me if you don't eat enough, your blood sugar is going to go too low, your cortisol is going to go up, and all these things can lead to a panic attack.
Yes.
So,
Something that I like to look at with somebody who is stressed, have a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety, and something that I need to tune in to myself. So my own personal self-care. Number one, you know, just like on the airplane, you have to put your own oxygen mask on before everyone else. There's so many of us that are out there like us, especially people who work in the healing world. I don't call us healers. We're working in the healing world. Um, we're so focused on helping everybody else, making sure everybody else is doing the things that we're not taking care of ourselves, and that's not right. We need to make sure that, I mean, you're nothing without your health, and so that needs to be a priority. And so I like to look and ask people, you know, what are your priorities? You know, if your
yeah.
priority is your health and your family and those types of things, but all you're doing is working around the clock, you're not focusing on taking care of your health. You're not focusing on time with your family. And so it's looking at, you know, what are your priorities and are you living to serve your priorities? And so sometimes that, you know, that can be a rude awakening. And, you know, and then it's looking at, okay, but then how do I stop what I'm doing? How do I change what I'm doing to make sure that I am focusing on those priorities and making those priorities a priority?
Yeah, that's actually one of the toughest things we have to deal with because I
And we
mean,
have
look, we're both,
worries.
huh?
I was gonna say
Yeah.
we have worries. Yeah, other things. I mean, there's a reason why we work so much and do these other things.
Well, like you were saying, it's good. It's really good to have social contacts. And if you, yeah, I mean, a lot of people care about their family. They're working long hours to take care of their family,
Right.
but
We
they
have
don't get to
financial
interact with their
woes.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I have to work because I have to um provide for my family, but then I'm not spending time with my family. And so it's, we have to find another way. So there are some things that we need to do because besides that, so that can go really deep, right? But that can be something that you need to look at. I need to make a change because I'm not focusing on my priorities. I want this to be a priority and I need to change things. So that could be one thing. But there's so many things. Stress can be good. So there's good stress and there's bad stress. If you're getting ready to give a speech or take a test or do something brand new, there's some excitement, and that stress can prepare us for what's about to come. Your blood's flowing and oxygen is racing to different areas of your body, which is good, but we don't want it to last for a long time. That's when it starts to get dangerous. Stress is a survival mechanism. We're supposed to be able to react quickly to keep us safe. And the adrenals are what are the main key players when it comes to stress. You see some danger, you smell something dangerous, you hear something dangerous, and your body immediately starts releasing chemicals that dilate your eyes, that bring blood to your limbs so that you can run and fight, that slow down your digestion because now is not the time to go to the bathroom. You need to run. And so it can slow things down. It also directs things. The adrenals are what secrete so many chemicals that also are tied to like the sex organs. If you are in danger, now's not the time to reproduce. And so we start secreting cortisol instead of all the sex hormones. And so while that's okay for a short time, you're in danger. It's not okay over a long period of time. And so our body doesn't know that we're just stressed because we're working long hours and not sleeping. The body is trying to keep you safe. So it keeps secreting the cortisol, which keeps blood sugar high. You don't want to be storing the sugar. You need the sugar to be available for energy. And so your blood sugar stays high. You start craving carbs, especially when it's long term. So then you're eating these high carb foods, which keeps your blood sugar high, all so that you can run and fight and keep yourself safe.
Yeah, it sounds like well, it is a very systemic thing. And if you don't start to work on your stress, like we talk about with taking breaks and things, but that's the good news is your blood sugar can make your blood sugar go up, make your blood pressure go up. But there's science now showing that if you just take 10 minutes a day and do deep breathing, it can start to bring some of these things back down, which when I was in the midst of anxiety, I knew that was bad for me and for my health. But when I found out from one of my coaches that, hey, Dan, if you just go breathe for 10 minutes, your blood sugar and things can start to come back down and you can start to reduce some of the damage that the stress is doing. Because one thing about anxiety is it makes us scared that, a lot of us have health anxiety. But when we find out that we can, take control of our health, it starts to ease our anxiety. So that's one of the things I had a problem with for a long time. I thought something's wrong with my heart because it's always beating so fast.
Yes. Yes. And breathing is fabulous.
Oh,
Even just telling your body that I am safe. I mean, just say I am safe and your body feels better just saying it, and just pausing throughout the day, finding little breaks throughout the day, maybe setting up just different routines. Every time I go to the bathroom, hopefully you're drinking your water because dehydration can also cause stress. Take a sip of water while we're doing that. And so every time you get up and go to the bathroom, Take a couple minutes to breathe. And I love to do, like, you can Google it, Dr. Wiles 478 breathing. That's one of my favorites. You breathe in an count of 4, you hold it for a count of 7, and then you breathe out for a count of 8. And that was a lot faster than what you would do, but that's something you can Google, or you can Google like box breathing. A lot of people will do that, where you breathe in for a count of 4, you hold for a count of 4, you breathe out for a count of 4, and you hold for a count of 4. And so box breathing is another one. I also like to do like legs up the wall, where you put your butt up against the wall, putting them on a pillow, putting your hips up on a pillow can help with that. Not only does it help, like my back will crack a little bit, so I feel like I'm in alignment, and putting my feet up against the wall, and then focus on my breathing. And that helps me prepare for bed, which I used to do it before dinner, but now I do it before bed. And then it just lets my body know, okay, it's time to relax. And then it helps with my sleep later on. And when you're laying in the bed, focusing on your breathing and focusing on things that you're grateful for, that can help with sleep. And so poor sleep is another thing that can lead to stress and anxiety.
Yeah, we have to pay attention to all the things that we always talk about. It seems like we always talk about it, but the reason we do is because all these are absolutely essential for us to be healthy overall. So,
Yes.
and I know we've been talking a little bit about lifestyle changes, but we also, people want to know about herbs. So,
Yes. Yeah, so for doing these things, we started incorporating legs up the wall and deep breathing and stuff like that. Um, there's so many different herbs that can help. And so there's herbs that can help you to relax. There's herbs that can help you with sleep. And so how do you decide what herbs to use, or is it really a worry or a concern about what herbs to use?
well, I mean, for me, I usually tell people, try lavender and see how it makes you feel. Does it help you relax? And if it doesn't, you can try another herb. You can start to use herbs as, just by themselves at first. I like to make formulas too,
Me
but a
too.
lot of people, yeah, we're formula makers, I think, because the school we went to. But I do make a formula. The only one that I think David warned us about was valerian. As far as sleep goes, what do you say? Fresh, or was it dry valerian that can give some people sleep problems, or is it the fresh version? I can't remember now, but
Yeah, I always, whenever someone tries valerian, I always tell them to try it on the weekend. Try it on the
yeah,
weekend, before you try it like on a day before you have to get up early for work. But
yeah.
yeah, yeah, because it does. Valerian is one that can affect people differently. And I love how you said, try lavender and see how it does first, because just like with anything else, there is no one size fits all. There's no
Oh
one
no.
size fits all. So an herb that's helpful for me may not be helpful for you. And so, and lavender, the first two that are really common for everyone are chamomile and lavender. And chamomile is actually one that sometimes people are allergic to. And so you want to, be careful. Try lavender, see, do your eyes get itchy? Does your nose get runny? Chamomile, that's going to create some stress if it causes your nose to run or your eyes to get itchy. So chamomile is not right for you either. So you want to, now that doesn't make, first, number one, we forgot our medical disclaimer. We are not doctors. We are not prescribing. We are not treating. This is educational only, but chamomile is considered a very gentle herb. And so a lot of people do like to use chamomile. I don't know anyone who's allergic to it. I just know that I've been told that some people that are allergic to other plants sometimes have trouble with chamomile. But like we said, even with the lavender, I'm not a big fan of lavender. Some herbs help. I don't like some people put lavender in a pillow and use lavender aromatherapy, and I don't like lavender. And so it's just really what suits you. So those are some common herbs that can help with stress and anxiety. But what are some other herbs that you like?
Lemon balm. A lot of people
Ah,
like lemon balm.
I love lemon balm.
Um, Catnip works for a lot of people.
I've never seen that one for that. I could think catnip tea can help with like stress, like gut. Yeah, if you have gut issues from anxiety, catnip would be
Yeah.
a really good one. Yeah.
Um, lindenberry helps a lot of people with stress. I've never tried it, but it's one of the herbs as in the stress. I'm sorry, I can't think of the name this morning, but yeah, lindenberry
Uh-huh.
and skullcap. Now, skullcap, I've heard that it helps a lot of people with stress. I use it in
Mm.
my formulas, and it seems to help me.
Yeah.
But and skullcap for some people can be a little bit. It can put them on the other side of the fence. It can make them a little bit feel a little bit more energetic. So it depends on what I was saying before. Try it out by itself, see how it makes you feel.
Yeah. I think of skullcap as helping with like nerves and nerve endings, but I also think
Yeah.
skullcap is one that takes a while. Like it's not something you can take, just take like a day here and a day later. Like I think it's something that you need to take regularly to start getting feeling the effects too.
Yeah. Christopher will use it to help regenerate nerves, like you were just saying.
Hmm.
He talked about it could help with the spinal cord nerves.
Mm.
Um, there's one that just come to my mind. What was it? Oh yes, kava, and a lot of people are
Oh
scared of
yes.
kava
Hmm.
because they say it
Oh,
can damage your liver. But the root is what's traditionally used, and the root seems to be okay. Have you
that's
used it?
another
Have
one
you?
I
I know
like.
Jennifer used it. You use that
Yes.
one, don't?
I like to
Yeah.
put it in a bedtime formula. I think I have 3 bedtime formulas now that I like, that, we just it's a daily ritual, to just have warm tea before bed, and we mix up different formulas. You can buy, like, Traditional Medicinals is one of those companies that I really trust. It's Rosemary Gladstar's company, or it
Oh,
was, and she's still a part of it. But, when I read ingredients, like, I used to buy some other name brands I won't name, that I thought were clean, but if you look on your tea bags, if it says natural flavors, that's not, you don't want it. And so you want to make sure you really look at the ingredients in tea bags. Even one that says chamomile tea, if you flip it over and look at the ingredients, a lot of times there's more than just chamomile tea. And so you want to make sure every single time, no matter what's on the front, read the ingredients. That being said, I like Traditional Medicinals. They have a bedtime tea, and I think it may have some kava in it. But I like to use kava in my rotation in some of my bedtime teas. It's very relaxing for me, especially when I travel. I like to take kava when I'm traveling. Some other ones that I like are St. John's wort. That's another one that is very individualized. It works for some people, it doesn't work for some other people. It's also another one that you need to take longer term. It doesn't really work right away. Passion flower is a fabulous one. We love it. And that one's really great for that monkey mind. So a lot of us who have stress and anxiety, we lay in the bed and we can't stop those circulating thoughts. We're thinking about the to-do list. We're thinking about the last conversation we had. We're thinking about the should haves. And so passion flower can really help with that, to silence that, as well as writing things down before you go to bed. If you're going to be laying in the bed thinking about all the things you need to do tomorrow, get up, write it all down so you don't have to worry about trying to remember it, and then get back in the bed. Try not to turn on lights when you're writing it all down, because the light can interfere with your sleep. But if you're laying there and you can't let it go, get it all out. Or anything else. Maybe even putting a journal by your bed so that you can journal. All right, so that's not herbs, but that is just a little technique. Another herb that I really like, that is blooming while we're recording this. I don't know necessarily when this podcast goes out, but is mimosa. We still have a lot of mimosa flowers on our tree right now. They're too high for me to reach, but mimosa is another one that is a very relaxing. I like that one just during the day. That and lemon balm during the day. Pairing lemon balm with some peppermint during the day can really help to calm things down. Another one that I really like is Tulsi. I love the flavor and the smell of Tulsi, and I just think that that's a fabulous one to help with sleep. You may hear it as holy basil, but it's delicious, and it's a wonderful adaptogen that can really help with stress. A couple of other adaptogens that I really like that are more for stress than for sleep. One would be cordyceps. cordyceps is very immune modulating. So it helps your immune system, but it's also an adaptogen. And what does adaptogen mean? It helps you to adapt to the situation. And so if we have a lot of stress and stuff going on, and we need to kind of soothe those nerve endings and things like that. Other adaptogens, we have the cordyceps, eleuthero. Eleuthero can be very energizing without being stimulating. And so it's, if you're feeling sluggish, but you have all this anxiety or stress, eleuthero can help with that. It used to be called Siberian ginseng. In which ginseng, all the ginsengs are wonderful adaptogens. And then one of my favorites, it is a nightshade, is ashwagandha. So if you know you're sensitive to nightshades, then ashwagandha may not be the best one for you. Not as many people are sensitive to nightshades as they think they are. That's one of those marketing things. People, oh, I can't have nightshades, I have inflammation. Just because you have inflammation does not mean that you can't have nightshades. We hear about lectins and nightshades. No, test it. Don't just eliminate these wonderful healthy foods. But ashwagandha, just like you say ashwagandha, it's just very soothing. It's a fabulous adaptogen that I like to help with stress.
Yeah, those are all very good herbs. I mean, I can't think of any more to add to that list. If you, excuse me, with that list, I think everybody could find something that will work for them.
Yeah, yeah, you don't need, please don't take all of them. Those are just
Well,
pick a few that will that sound good to you. Just if you have lemon balm, so easy to grow in your yard. And I don't, like I said, I don't know when this is going to come out, but you can buy, some lemon balm seeds or a small lemon balm plant, and it grows like mint. So if you've ever grown mint, it will spread all over the place. And so we have it all over the place, like all over our farm, where it started in a pot and it goes out and then it's everywhere, which we don't mind because it smells fabulous. It's really a wonderful lemon smell. And it'll be everywhere. And so it can start with a little plant. And then all of a sudden you have this wonderful, it's a part of the mint family. And I like to even pair it with mint and make a summery drink. So that's something that's really easy, or if you want to try powders, um, ashwagandha does not taste good or smell good, but you could add it to a smoothie or something where you don't smell or taste the flavor as much, but you still get the benefits. The same with cordyceps. Yeah.
yeah, that's why David puts a lot of things in capsules. I remember he told me at the school, he's like, well, a lot of people, they want the benefits of herbs, but they don't like the way they taste. So we put them in capsules. I was like, oh,
Yes. Yes. Because I tried some of them outside the capsule and that's not so good.
oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. But I think that we've done a great summary here. And, we both have had a lot of experience with these herbs. I just want to make sure the listeners know, if you are struggling with finding herbs that are right for you, then we would be more than happy to discuss those with you. You can find us. There's links in our bio. We both work one-on-one with people. A lot of times people will ask about herbs for their children. And a lot of times we do use herbs with children. Some herbs are safe, some herbs are not always safe. Make sure you do your due diligence. But there are several that, well, like chamomile and lavender and catnip, that we know are gentle. Just start low and go slow. Children they're small people, but they're not necessarily just small people, and so we want to be really careful with that too. Remember, some of these herbs take long or need longer term use. When we're talking about stress and anxiety, it's not just a deficiency of whatever's in the herb. We need to look at the lifestyle and what's going on, with, just like with us, with our children. Are they too stressed out? Are we putting too many demands on them? Making sure that they do. I mean, children are children. They need to have time to play. So if they're going, even I've seen pre-Ks now where they have to read and they don't even have nap time and stuff like that. And so our children need to rest. They need to have healthy lunches. They need to have plenty of exercise and play, just like we do. And so combining that with the herbs is really great. And if you have children with social anxiety, helping them with some coping mechanisms and things like that can also be really great. Do you have anything else you would like to add to today's episode?
I think we covered it. I mean, but I do agree that we have to look at all aspects of our life and use the herbs as a helper, so to speak. Because I mean, I've been through therapy for this, and it's not it's not like a quick fix, but you can definitely get better. So,
Yes, and the herbs can definitely help you as you make your transitions.
oh yeah,
Yeah, so thank you for tuning in to Jen and Dan's Natural Healing with Plants. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, rate us, give us a review, and we love to hear from you, positive or negative. We want to make sure that we are providing content that you want to hear. If you have other tips and hints, let us know. You have other exciting topics you would like for us to discuss, we would like to hear that as well. So thank you for tuning in today. And until next time, uh, keep staying strong, staying healthy, and taking care of you.